My name is Scott Harris. I am graduating with a degree in Human Resources Management. I realized that I was working in a field, the restaurant business at the time. I didn't really have any of the pieces of paper that society is asking for these days. So I decided I needed to come back and get a degree of some sort.
I'm a breast cancer survivor. I'm 12 years in it, and it just woke me up and made me realize that I was spending a lot of my life doing holidays, working nights, working weekends, and my family was off. So I decided that I was going to change careers.
I decided to come back and get my master's in educational leadership because I knew that I wanted to do more than what I was doing within the classroom.
The reason that I decided to come back was primarily completion. It's just been on my list for a long time to go back and get it done, just mainly for myself.
I knew that I was interested in nonprofit work from when I was in high school pretty much, and I had some advisors who had studied in this program when I was in high school, and so I knew about it throughout college. And when I was ready to go back to school after a year of being out of undergrad at the University of Virginia, I decided to look into the program again, and that kind of brought me back to U of R.
I'm 52 years old, and I'm the Director of Donor Relations for the Sheltering Arms Foundation.
With the Upward Bound program, we do college tours. There's one in Baltimore every year. At the time, I was considering going back to finish my undergrad degree as well. And so I was going to the tables as well, and I went to the University of Richmond table, and there was a young lady working the table that was in the nonprofit studies program. And when she said it and told me a little bit about it, something about it resonated in my heart.
My name is Eric Byers, and I've graduated from the Postmaster's Graduate Certificate in Educational Leadership. After a couple years of teaching, decided I wanted to kind of go back and get my Postmaster's certificate, and then I ended up here at University of Richmond.
My journey started way back in 2016 in the teacher licensure program. And I feel like as a teacher, you are always a lifelong learner. And on my journey, I definitely wanted to get into administration in whatever capacity that looked like.
My original plan was to go straight to a four-year college and live on campus. But to think about it strategically and realistically, it saved me money to transfer from community college to the University of Richmond.
I spent 21 years in the corporate private industry, and I realized that's just not my passion. It's what I did to sustain my family at the time, but my youngest went on to Shawan University, and the year he went, I went as well because I was officially done.
I started with the weekend program in 2016 and fell in love.
Prior to entering this master's program at University of Richmond, I graduated from Virginia State University with a major in mathematics and a minor in secondary education, and that allowed me to gain my certification to become a math teacher.
I had graduated with my bachelor's in business administration over 17 years ago, and so the world had changed quite a bit. Education, higher ed had changed quite a bit, and so I was intimidated. But I think that U of R made it very easy for me to come back and was very welcoming.
Some of the challenges of being an adult student was initially coming back and being a student again.
I think another struggle was just remembering, like, am I going to be able to write papers the right way? Am I going to cite this the correct way? Like, I hadn't been out of college, but maybe a couple months, but I just felt nervous coming back.
What I would say the biggest challenge is setting that time aside to do what you need to do for yourself and to make sure you're successful.
Balance between work, between school, between personal life, it gets very difficult.
But you carve out the time, you make your priorities, and it's really taught me a lot about myself that, I can do it.
Graduating with my master's in education, especially from a name like University of Richmond, empowers me.
Just finishing something that I set out to do a long time ago is going to be a good feeling.
My parents always instilled in me to get my education and further my education, so it's an honor to graduate from the University of Richmond.
It was something I did for me. I think it's probably one of the greatest sources of pride of my life. It's one of the greatest achievements of my life.
May 7th, for me, it means that no matter what life gave me and no matter what my challenge was, I kept on pushing.